Heyo, how y'all doing tonight? Hope you're doing okay. I actually have something that I should have had 53 videos ago. A bottle of water. Oops, product placement. A mysteriously labeled bottle of water. It's delicious. That way, if my throat decides to give out when I start reading anything that Carcat shouts, this pillow is the worst platform ever, I can take a swig of water and begin anew. I think we're actually getting kind of close to the end. I heard there was a flash coming up, something like that. I don't know. Oh, hello. To bring every circle closed, her partner and rival would have to be guided in tandem. The thief and the seer were to serve as twin lashes of the scourge, cracked by a quasi-royal against her own former kingdom to settle a score, to make him pay. Scourge's black inches would rip red miles through Durse, and the bright rivers gushing from its wounds would wash her mutineers down the drains of exile. In time, they would have to answer for their treason. Patience would be necessary, but then she'd recently come into all the time in the universe. I read that so awkwardly, and I apologize. I love her hat. It's such a magnificent hat. She's a sassy lady. It's kind of busy licking that chalk. Continue briefing. Okay, then what? Find the ring before he does. Where is it? Retrieve the ring from the royal vault, and then destroy it. La da da. La da da. Shiny light. Out of the skull of a mother grub? Scary. Centuries ago, land of raisin. I'm trying to see if I can discern what word that is. But I can't. And yet, right now, the Sylph of Space was able to vacate the impact site with several features of her buried landscape in tow. She sits atop her session's dormant forge. Wow, it's big. Reply to Memo. Oh, geez. This is just becoming really messy. Future carcinogeneticist FCG 599 hours from now opened Memo on board Team Adore Bloodthirsty. Fine then, since past me just banned current me from the preceding memo, and doesn't appear to give a shit about my future wisdom as usual. Looks like I'll just have to start another memo from scratch. Hey, past me, go have a blast killing the king. I'm sure it will be awesome. In fact, it was awesome. Bang up job with that dude. Too bad it was all a huge waste of time. Oh, what's that, past hole? You didn't read this and figure that out ahead of time? Or maybe you just skimmed this and it didn't get through your thick bulge? What a shock. Memo within memo to present self put forth a more concerted effort to impress upon everyone in the past, myself included, what a bunch of fucking idiots they all are. I am learning a valuable lesson today. It turns out you can't alter the outcome of decisions made by morons, no matter how much you yell at them. All you can really do is give them a hard time and try to make their lives just a little more miserable. Which sounds like a more noble pursuit than changing destiny for the better anyway, frankly. Losers should be forced to face the music, even for the mistakes they haven't made yet. Their punishment is being allowed to make the mistake in the first place. Talk about poetic justice. And then getting soundly berated before, during, and after the mistakes that are being made is just the mucus on the grub loaf. The sweet, tangy mucus. This is dumb. Why did I ever think these memos are going to be a good idea? Nobody cares. I mean, nobody's even trolling me anymore. And I'm leaving myself wide open, too, saying some pretty dumb things here. I guess maybe I wrote too many, and filled too many of them with long arguments with myself. Excuse me. Oh, crap. No one's going to read through all this. All the valuable information is just getting lost in the yelling. You stupid, stupid idiot. Oh, fuck you. Why'd you even start another memo, then? I guess there are a couple things I want to get off my chest, okay? Oh, God, now I'm arguing with current me. I didn't even notice I was doing it. This is really fucked up. I've got to pull it together. Think back to what we might have done wrong. But the thing is, as much as our past selves are a bunch of stubborn, unlistening assholes, I can't even really identify any mistakes we made. It was all pretty much like clockwork. A 600-hour campaign to complete a game like this is pretty good if you ask me, and I have asked me. It turns out me agrees. I can't shake the feeling that someone else might be responsible for this. It doesn't seem like it was something that was supposed to happen in our session. Solix had the same intuition about it as me. He thinks there's something fishy about it. It's really insufferable the way her fish puns have rubbed off on him. It kind of makes me want to vomit. Anyway, he says he's working on tracing the origin of this disaster. If I find out who's responsible, I will. Don't even want to think about it now. Waste of good, fresh rage. I'm a little tired of all the old things I've been angry about. It's gotten so stale. In a weird way, I'm sort of looking forward to having something new to be pissed off about. It's not like there's anything else to live for now anyway, so I'm keeping my prongs crossed. It will be like fucking 12th Perige's Eve up in here. Last sweep's Eve was probably the last happy memory I have, in fact. What did you guys do for the last holiday? Anyone? I remember my Lucis had been gone for days and I was starting to get worried, but then he finally returned, triumphant. He brought the fresh behemoth leaving into our hive, and together we decorated it. And, I don't know, that's all I can say. I'm getting a lump at my squawk blister. I guess I'm done. I'm gonna lie down now. On the steel floor of this frigid meteor drifting through the black, uncaring void of our null session. Null, kinda like this memo, I guess. Later. Current Grim-Auxiliatrix, CGA, right now responded to memo. I don't think we did anything special. Whoa, hey, what? Last 12th. We stayed in, and I read stories to her. It was nice. Oh, that's cool. This is the first time you've responded to a memo that I can recall. You took it right down to the wire. I was just about to close this thing. Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but then I noticed a conversation in which I was a participant, which, as it turns out, is the conversation taking place now. I scanned it briefly and then perused other memos for my presence. I found none and returned to this one, but my part of the conversation was gone. I regarded this as a prompt to begin typing and record my contributions live. This is how this works, isn't it? Pretty much. For a while it was frustrating. When I discovered the feature, I kind of breezed through all the feature memos, not really reading all of them carefully or thoroughly. Then I looked at it again and the whole board was gone. Because it was time to make it in the first place, so I did, and then I kept making memos with only foggy recollections of what they contained. While all these other chumps from different times kept giving me shit, including myself. But it was all good, because as I eventually became my own future selves and got to be on the other side of those conversations, and could do my past selves a service of informing them how stupid they were being, I stopped bothering trying to remember how any of these memos went. Honestly, the last few weeks have been a blur to me, just non-stop yelling at myself, haggling with past and future knuckleheads, killing monsters and solving puzzles, cycling through all the gates and planets like 100 times, zigzagging down to the battlefield, out to the Vale, out to Prospit, back to Durs, and on and on and on and on like that until we thought we won. But we didn't win. We lost. We lost as hard as fat guys fall. What exactly happened? Did you read the memo just before this? No. Give it a read. I'm done ranting about all that for now. All right, in a moment. But yeah, that's how Trillian's timeline stuff works. You'll get used to it. Or not, since apparently this is your only memo reply. You were pretty shrewd in sidestepping this whole clusterfuck. It seems like a logical way to engineer a system wherein one simultaneously functions as the reader and author of the transcripts. It's temporally sound construction. Then you're the only one who thinks so. Hell, you probably would have been a better maid of time than the one we were stuck with. She's completely shit-hive maggot, so don't even get me started. I think we are given roles to challenge us that don't necessarily suit our strengths. At least I was. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Sure you do. Or you will. Trust me, you'll do fine. So what prompted you to respond anyway? I mean, aside from being strong-armed by conversational predestination. Oh, at this point I'm not even sure if I'm inclined to ask anymore. You might not have a choice. Do you remember if this memo was much longer than this? There is a good way to go, I think, yeah. Then might as well spit it out. It's such a silly question. Red or black? What? Your problem, does it pertain to Red ROM or Black ROM interests? That's not what this is about. Come on, people have been using this memo to sift through the romantic problem for weeks. I'm a fucking veteran at this shit by now. Seriously, I don't mind. It'll be a welcome reprieve from shouting at myself. I'm not sure what to say about it. Didn't you at least get a sense of what this conversation was about when you skimmed it? Not really. If I were thinking about it, I probably wouldn't have wanted to anyway. Don't you think it's better to have unrehearsed conversations, even if the subject matter is awkward?
Yes, I completely agree. It's good you didn't read it. We can avoid the sort of verbal slapstick routines I'm sick to fucking death of by now. I'm so tired of people being all coy and telling me what we're about to say before we say it, and then we wind up fucking saying it anyway. And then we prove to the invisible Riddler that it's Father Time beyond a shadow of a doubt what a bunch of fucking idiots we all are. Do you have any idea how old that gets after a while? So really, tell me. I know it's on your mind. I got a sense for these things. R or B?
Okay, red then, but I guess not really red enough.
Well, isn't that always the case? Story as old as time. Even in places where strictly speaking time didn't exist until recently. Who's the target of these flushed leanings, if you don't mind my asking?
It's not the asking I mind. It's the telling in a public forum.
I don't think anyone's reading. Did you notice anyone else join in later?
No, it appeared to be just the two of us.
See, nobody cares enough to bother.
I don't know whether that's reassuring or just a bit disheartening.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. Their disinterest is more a reflection on me than you.
Disinterest is the operative concept here. She's not even responding to my messages anymore. Could be busy. But I'm rapidly approaching a resolution to discard the preposterous infatuation.
She? Well, I guess that narrows it down somewhat.
Shit.
If I think back on events knowing this, I could probably piece it together.
How about if I agree to consult with you about it in private, we can drop it here, before you crack me like a vault, with your weird romance-sleuthing acumen?
Alright, deal.
It still puzzles me that you are so versed in the topic. Do you have access to a manual archived on a remote server somewhere?
What? No, of course not. I don't actually know all that much. I just know this stuff will drive you shit-hive maggots if you don't figure out how to deal with it.
That figure of speech you keep using puzzles me too.
Like, not that I expect you to give a shit, but personally I am all twisted up about Black Rom stuff especially. Honestly, I don't think I was cut out to have a kismesis. I think my standards are way too high. Did you know that... This feeling's so insane to admit, but... Over the course of this adventure, at times I actually began to suspect I was my own kismesis. How fucked up is that?
I'm not qualified to say. Neither romance nor psychology are my strong suits.
But obviously it's not true. I never even did anything legit time-traveling where I could meet myself. I just bickered with my past and future ghosts on a chat client. Fitting, really. Every colligonous adversary I've contemplated has eluded me like a phantom, even myself. Whatever, I'm done with it.
And what of scarlet ambitions? Fare any better in that quadrant?
No, I'm not airing that shit out here. Maybe privately. It's private. Let's change the subject. What were you originally going to ask me?
Oh, fine. Here's this silly question for you. I was just wondering, given your vantage of hindsight.
Vantage?
If you'd had cause to observe at any point in time, magic. Like real magic. I guess what I'm asking is magic a real thing?
Wow, you're right, that's kind of the dumbest fucking question I've ever heard.
I know. It's just that I have a good reason to believe magic is real. Our ancient predecessors discovered how to use it, but then they may have surpassed us in skill by a great deal.
You put way too much stock in that ratty old guide. But anyway, no, we never use magic. I mean, let me try to put it into perspective how ridiculous the whole notion is anyway. We can alchemize practically anything with the right materials and grist. We can, and did, make super powerful weapons and items that can do practically anything. What additional advantage could magic offer? All this shit is practically magic anyway. But more like goofy, sciencey magic, you know?
Sure.
But everything here is kind of magic in a way, isn't it? Fortune-telling, dream clouds, and golden moons and shit. If you look around, there's magic everywhere in this bitch. It's all around us. Motherfucking miracles, right?
Heh.
What do you need magic for, anyway?
I'm running out of ideas. I need to figure out a way to stoke this volcano, in case you and the others are successful in recovering the Queen's ring.
You'll figure it out. And you won't need magic, trust me. Just be patient and the answer will come to you somehow.
I guess you would know.
Yeah, really, there's nothing to worry about. At least as far as the details of the adventure go. We were all pretty awesome at this game. Really awesome, in fact, until a little while ago. When it turned out we weren't actually all that awesome. Turns out we were pretty fucking unawesome all along.
still baffled by what could conceivably cause such a crisis in awesomeness post-victory.
Well, for starters, have you scrolled up to the top of the timelines yet?
No.
Check that out. Maybe read a few recent memos. But other than that, it's not for you to concern yourself with. Just deal with getting through the quest. I'll catch up with you about it when you catch up with me on the timeline, which just happens to be right now.
Say hi to me for myself.
Okay, I probably won't do that, but alright. What the hell are you doing over there anyway?
You mean future me?
Yeah, you're messing around with your chainsaw while Tavros is sleeping on the floor. Oh god, fuck, what are you doing?
What? What did I do? Future Carcinogenesis 2, FCG2, 600 hours from now responded a memo.
Okay, everything's fine, I guess.
What happened?
I passed out for about an hour. Fucking embarrassing. You were out of your goddamn mind, you know.
Shit-hive maggots, you mean?
Yeah, in a good way, though. Okay, I'm shutting this memo down for my past self since he's currently lying unconscious on the floor an hour ago. See you in the future now.
Till then. FCG2 banned CGA and FCG from responding to memo. FCG2 closed memo.
Well, I know what she was up to. Poor Carcat can't handle the sight.
Scrolling up, holy shit.
No, don't go there. I would not go there if I were you.
Meanwhile, she's flying up with her badass fucking rocket dragon wings. I want that. I also didn't get a chance to comment on this before, but I noticed that the land things look a lot like the symbol for mind, and I think that's cool. So she's flying up with her Lusus. Push whoop! Hey, Terzi! Hey! Hi, Terzi! Hi! Respond. Carcinogeneticist CG began trolling Gallows Calibrator GC.
Okay, I got your message. Thanks for not hassling me about it in one of the memos to get my attention. I appreciate that. Unless you did, but it was in a future memo I haven't written yet, in which case have a big time fuck you about that in advance.
No, I didn't bug you about it in your stupid memos. They are annoying and I'm tired of getting banned for no reason.
Posting in them at all is the reason. You're not supposed to reply memos, period. That's the reason.
Maybe I'll start my own bulletin board. Everyone will be allowed to reply anytime they want. Except for guys with nubby horns. Oh no, they will not be able to reply at all. Grumpy Carcats will be expressly forbidden from Rainbow Rumpus Party Town.
Sounds lame.
By the way, that'll be the name of the board in case it wasn't clear.
Yeah, I got that. This is an empty threat, because if you made a board at any point in the timeline, I would be able to see it right here and read the whole thing already. Wait. Oh god, you actually did.
Yes! Future Terezi is looking pretty cool right about now.
Look, I don't care about the Fruity Rumpus Asshole Factory. What's all this about going after the Queen's Ring?
Well, the thing that is all about it is, we have to go after the Queen's Ring. It is a new mission.
But we're still in the middle of trying to pull off Regisurp with Jack. Why don't we take it one mission at a time?
Yeah, about that. The whole point is to destroy the ring so Jack doesn't get it.
Why would we do that? Jack's an ally.
Also, the mission sort of involves exiling Jack too.
This is bullshit. We're not exiling Jack. He's cool.
Carcat, he is not that cool.
Yes, he is. He is a total badass with a fuck ton of blades and shit, and he's helping us out.
Okay, I think it's pretty cute that you sort of look up to him like that, but seriously, I do not get a good feeling from him. He kind of
stinks. Let me act shocked like I didn't see that coming. Fuck, I forgot my horns. I always forget them.
No. Well, sort of. He doesn't smell bad, actually. He smells really clean and shiny and dark, 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 like an oil slick, and there's a tiny hint of licorice there, too. It's more like the way he moves. I smell his smooth motions and the way he squints his eyes, and it gives me this really nervous feeling.
What a surprise! You are dragging your schizophrenic nose into this. What an outstanding character witness. Objection, your tyranny! Ha ha ha! The bottom line is, I am not going to exile Jack because you believe you can smell malice off an interpretive dance.
Carcat, he's a jerk. He has stabbed you on more than one occasion.
Some of those stabbings were accidental. Okay, well, I know for a fact the third time was accidental. Anyway, you've beaten the shit out of me a few times yourself.
But I didn't draw blood. I mean, I could have to satisfy my curiosity.
But I didn't as a courtesy to you, since you still want to keep it a secret from me like a petulant little wiggler. Hey, I promised I'd tell you. I just wasn't ready, okay? Well, it's okay. I know what color your blood is anyway. No, you don't. Yep, I totally do. Lies, I've been very careful. Not like all you classless shitbags who slop your blood all over the place every goddamn minute like it's some weird fetish. What? Blah, hold on. What is it? I said hold on. Sometimes it's hard to pick out the letters from the hollow projection. I need to get a closer look. Are you licking your glasses again? I hate it when you do that. It's fucking disgusting. I'll give you that idea. Get a closer look. That is better. It's much easier to read your color this way. Your drab, dirty pavement gray, on top of bright candy red like a shiny lollipop. Does that sound familiar, Carcat? Yes, I'm extremely familiar with this sort of nonsense by now, sure. No, I mean gray on red, like the way your skin conceals your blood. What? Candy red, like your planet. You have strong cherry cough syrup in your veins. It is completely delicious. Who told you? Did Jack tell you? No, he doesn't talk much. I figured it out myself. How? I got a closer look, remember? No. Pfft, you're playing so dumb. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I cleaned up my wound and changed my shirt before I even met you. I've been extremely careful. So you're going to have to fill me in. It was when I got close enough to smell it under your skin. Please, Karka, do not pretend you forgot about our little moment. Whoa, you mean during... Fuck. Okay, shh. Let's not talk about this. Not here. This isn't a memo. It's a private correspondence just between us, remember? I know, but... Damn it, writing all those memos made me paranoid. It just doesn't feel secure chatting about it over the client. I don't know. We can talk about it in person. How in person do you mean? Uh-oh, look at my eyebrows getting carried away here. I can't wiggle my eyebrows consecutively like that. She's also winking. Car can't help. They are out of control. Those are eyebrows? I thought they were horns. They are horns, too. They are whatever I want them to be. I always read Carcat's emoticons backwards. So I'm seeing a goofy toupee on big buck teeth. And it's, like, really adorable. Don't change the subject by being cute. Well, apparently I just can't fucking help myself, can I? Nope. How could you even smell so damn well, anyway? You give me a hard time about being coy about shit, but when it comes to your crazy senses, you're so vague. It's like trying to decipher the daily horoscope riddle. Or the riddles for all of 48 signs combined. Alright, you're a relentless subject changer. Fine, it's okay if you don't want to talk about it. God, you are so shy for an angry guy who wants to be a big shot leader. It's ridiculous. Look, we'll talk. I promise. Why don't you just say some stuff about yourself for a change, and cut me some slack? Okay. Water break, because god damn it, Carcat. If I don't, like, wind up rupturing my throat somehow doing his voice, I'm going to be very surprised. I'm sure I mentioned after you met my sprite. I learned from her through my dreams, before she hatched. Yeah, but it's still so vague. That's the whole point. How about a straight answer? Okay, I'll try. When I went blind, that's when I first woke up, and my Lucis helped me wake up. Sort of. You mean on Prospect's moon? Yes, but except for a very brief moment, I was blind in my dreams, too. The dream self-image I project can't see, because I guess deep down I don't really want to. Why is that? Is it out of spite to Vriska? I know I'd probably be cool with it out of spite more than anything. No, not that there wasn't some satisfaction in being okay with it. Grateful about it, even. And making sure she knew that. But that's not it. The day it happened was the first time I ever heard from my Lucis. She woke me up, and ever since has been teaching me a different way to see. A different way to perceive everything, I guess. Not just in a sensory way. Okay, so why did you never tell me any of this? You wouldn't have gotten it. Even now you still don't really. You have not even seen Skya yet. How am I supposed to wake up? I don't know. Something different does it for you, for everybody. How many of us are awake now? How much of the future did you see before we started? In the clouds, like Kania. Also, how did you go blind anyway? What did she do to you? I don't know why you're so cagey about that. I still don't see how she could blind you without being anywhere near you. Now, obviously she can't control you, so what gives? Carcat, shut up. God. How about if...
I tell you all about that stuff next time we are in person. In fact, I will tell you when you wake up. Until then, I will keep tabs on you in your tower while you sleep like a little honey pajamaed pupa nestled in its cocoon.
Wait, let me guess. Do I look adorable?
Actually, you look kind of like a big pile of smelly barf.
Wow, what the fuck?
Of course you do, dumbass.
Oh, then good, I guess.
Okay, I've got to fly. Don't worry about the ring mission. You can stay busy with Regisurp. I will organize the new mission myself. Later.
Wait, Terzi, please don't tell them about my blood. I want to tell them. I mean, I will tell them. Later. Once they respect me as a leader.
Okay, I'll keep that secret if you keep this one I tell you. Which is that, between you and me, Karkat, I think they already do. Bye.
Bye.
Gallows Calibrator GC, cease trolling Carcinogeneticist CG. Carcinogeneticist CG, cease trolling Gallows Calibrator GC. Carcinogeneticist CG began trolling Gallows Calibrator GC. Carcinogeneticist CG, cease trolling Gallows Calibrator GC. Oh, you two. You're so flesh for one another. It's adorable.
And it's obvious, too.
Ascend?
Kid, where'd you go? I was going to show you my stabs. I see those wings.
Time to fly up away to sky, you fucking piece of garbage.
Okay.
Bye, Terzi, bye.
Pause. Make her pay.
A flash, yay. It's been a while. I don't think I've seen an Hivebent flash yet.
And you see Tavros dragging himself home. It's beautiful. Turnian sun. Didn't she burn to a crisp? Oh, this is awesome. Whee! Oh, she's gonna fuck your shit up.
say she didn't really deserve it, but Iradia's kind of gone off the deep end since Decrius helped her. Shoot. That was pretty cool, though. At least Tavros acted as Iradia's morality pet in that instance. But if it weren't for Ruska doing that, I mean, Terezi being able to do the things she did was really, really helpful. I'd have to sit down and analyze it, which I've been meaning to go back over all the S's and pick them apart again. Mainly because my primary focus when I'm watching the S flashes is to enjoy them and not to analyze them. So, very interesting. I'm going to make the rest of these an hour long just because of Memos and Karkat's endless ranting is taking up way too much space. Oh dear, somebody's looking at pornography. Nah, so boring. Ah, girl. Move this along. Someone needs to grab the reins on timeline management here. These delinquents waste too much time. Can't seem to conduct their business with any efficiency at all. Payback scenarios notwithstanding, there's always time to be made for a good comeuppance. Skip to the end! Quit bossing me around. I'm not okay with it. I know what I'm doing. That's what I like to hear. As you are, then. Skip to the end. Poof, 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 poof. Future Apocalypse Arisen, FAA. 2 hours and 16 minutes from now, open private trans timeline bulletin board, Road to the Undoing. Why is that twice? This private board will and has already served as a log of past events for future selves to record and guide of future events for past selves to follow. I don't know which half of its role has been or will be more important. Possibly neither is critical since deviation from the course is mostly impossible, and reflection on its traversal is completely irrelevant. But I'm typing this anyway because I'm bored again. Past Apocalypse Arisen, PAA, 601 hours ago, responded to Memo. And here I was thinking we were finished taking orders from voices. We've only swapped the imperatives of the dead with those of our future selves, who are also dead. Yes, it seems that way. Oh well, it was an enjoyable reprieve from fatalism while it lasted. I'd nearly managed to savor it, an error narrowly avoided then. I think we should refrain from dialogue in this memo, without resorting to bannings or absurd exchanges of self-reputation. Yes, I agree. I just thought I'd interject that and go. Okay. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to who was talking. Whoops. Shit. Do I read it over and correct myself? Ah, you guys can figure it out. Because the F's and P's look the same to me. We will and have already amassed an army to confront the Black King. An army consisting of our alternate future selves, each one rerouted from a doomed offshoot of the Alpha timeline, each given another chance at a constructive influence over the ultimate outcome. By the way, if you didn't know already, a future self returning to the past from a doomed timeline will always be slated for imminent destruction herself. It is one of the rules, and the unfortunate reality is, this will and has already been a mass suicide mission. Or it would be, and already would have been, if we all weren't already dead. Mobilizing ourselves in such numbers would be required to neutralize the King's psychic attacks. It would take our combined concentration to dampen the abilities he inherited from Glub. Without the cumulative effort of our doomed reserves, without the heightened mental and physical endurance of our robotic vessels, without the untimely demise we all shared before this began, victory would not be possible. He would kill us all with one dreadful sound. I don't know if it was just bad luck, or an extension of the curse Karkat insists he brought on us, that led to the incidental and fortuitous prototyping of Fefere's powerful Losus. without which the battle would have posed little challenge. I think it was more likely just another inevitability, a product of collusion between the disparate forces at play, a bargain struck between what Skaya knows already and what the gods demand up front. Together they orchestrate trials sufficient to ensure that in overcoming them we would be proven worthy of inheriting the ultimate reward.
Ribbit!
Whoops.
Yeah, you guys kind of screwed yourselves over with throwing glib into it.
And so it would be, and has been already, that while distracted by the combined efforts of our doomed legion, the king would be aggressed by the others, and even though each would be well prepared, perched on the highest rungs of their esheladders, equipped with the best weaponry Grist could build, versed in the deadliest fray motifs $1 could buy. Even though the meteors from the king's own reckoning will be turned against him. And even with one impossibly lucky roll of the dice at the final moment, we would only narrowly succeed. But ultimately, we would prove our worth, and the reward would be within our reach. But only momentarily. Before we would be able to claim it, we would be interrupted by something, which would be ushered into our session by a rift in paradox space, a rift which we would determine would be opened by 4 members of a fledgling species, who will be playing in another session of the same game that we will and have already played. Their rift would lead to the great undoing, without necessarily causing it, not directly. Such rifts are themselves supposedly benign, useful even. They are catalogued phenomena within the game itself, with a provided means of creating them, and a wide range of scenarios for which it might be prudent to do so. The Inciposphere locals have a more formal term for them. They refer to such a rift as a scratch.
So they scratched the session at just the wrong time so that the trolls failed seconds away from winning? That sucks balls, man.
Oops.
That would explain why the future looked so messy.
The direct effects of a scratch are limited to the session invoking it. We would not experience or observe those effects from our session, but we would experience the consequences, in the form of that which prevented us from claiming a reward. He whose hand would be forced by the scratch to emerge from hiding. But there would be no adequate way to prepare, even with all the foresight at our disposal, for a foe more powerful than the king we will and have already defeated, for a demon who is indestructible, omnipotent, and enraged. While the rest of the party would abscond, our duplicates would buy us time. They would all be killed. Again. All except for me. This is just as well, I suppose. What will we even do with all those copies anyway? We would return to the site of our hatching, so to speak, where we would hide, amidst a veil depleted by the reckoning, and wait, drifting in the wide orbit of our soon-to-be null session. Banished from the universe we left behind.
Which was the blue one, as opposed to the red one.
Whoosh. 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 Whoosh.
This is a different galaxy?
And yet in being denied the ultimate reward, we would be barred from entry.
Zooming on in.
Into into the universe we created. End of Act 5, Act 1! Ta-da! Dun-dun-dun, with 2 curtains, because it's special. So then, red universe, blue universe. We came from the blue universe. I'm assuming. We being humans. But it's like the scratches kind of did this number on each other. Again, I'd have to pick apart a lot more and compare the spoilers I know in order to fully grasp the consequences here. Now, ooh, 40 minutes. Good.